Welcome. I'm the motherfucking Batman, David John Lincoln, aka the Savage Bat. How's it going, people? And how's it going to the chat? Been a long time, a couple of months now since before Christmas. How you guys been?
Been doing well.
Yeah,
Been up and down this past 2 months, but renewed sense of energy for the new year.
yeah, definitely. I've had a good recharge after all the fucking mess.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
Warner Brothers?
it's been great. It's been great. Besides the DC stuff, it's been great for the Mikeyverse. We gotta be
Yeah.
talking about that because
Yeah, definitely.
Mikey dropped the bomb last year, which you missed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. No. I speak to Mikey. I know about the bombs.
yeah, he dropped
Yeah.
the bomb on my stream.
Yeah.
He drops a lot of bombs everywhere. You can't keep track of them all at this point.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, he's gonna be popping in to say hello in a bit once he's had some lunch, because obviously it's God knows what time over there. You're all different times. Let's see who's in the chat. Nightmare Robin, let's do this. SnyderVerse strikes back. Sells Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix. Yeah, we'll be talking about both those hashtags and in a bit. There's Taladia. And in the flesh. How you doing, Socks? Long time no see. Hide your socks, I have arrived. Hey, what's Nightmare Robin? Hey, what's good, everyone? Loving the Tim Drake Batman Return of the Joker picture there. That is fucking awesome. That's brilliant. One of my favourite animated movies, that is. Lucas Ironside in the place. How you doing? Thank you very much. Welcome back, Savage. Yeah. Hey, Retro Nerd Girl. Retro. I haven't caught all of it yet, but I saw a little bit of your big reveal, your face reveal. Brilliant. It's nice to put a face to the voice. Yeah, it's brilliant. But you got a bit of a Janet Jackson kind of thing going on there. Hey, Retro. Kalel, Savage Bat, salute. Yeah, salute. That's right. Bit of Jin Kazama there at the beginning. That's one of my favourite clips from the franchise. Tekken 6. So it's one of the best Tekken games, that is, in my opinion. But not a lot of people agree with me on that one. Yeah. So where do we start, really? Well, let's start with the shit, really. With James Gunn has intentionally fucked DC, really. It's all I can really say about it.
Savage, I think we're at a point where we all need to come to the realization that Warner Brothers Discovery is broke.
Yeah.
They have no money. They cannot afford anybody. All right? And that's what it is. James Gunn's not going to be able to start filming anything. That's why he's in no hurry to release a slate. That's why he's in no hurry to tell us what he's doing. That's why he's spending all his time on social media, because WBD has no money. They cannot afford to pay actors. They can't even afford to pay CW level actors. So I think the whole reason they got rid of Henry Cavill is because they can't afford to pay him. It's not because he wants to use a new Superman. It's not because James Gunn has wanted. This is I think the truth. And I think this is something people need to understand. I may sound like a conspiracy theorist right now, but hear me out. Okay? James Gunn just had a meeting with Matt Reeves, and it was recently announced that Matt Reeves is moving on to a new project, a passion project of his. Now, up until this point, they were talking about, the Batman 2, the Batman 2, the Batman 2. All of a sudden, that's kind of faded away now. He's not talking about that. He's talking about his new project. I think what happened, what went down is James Gunn was like this. He took Matt Reeves into a room and he said, look, man, We don't have money for nobody. This is why we're recasting everybody. We don't have money for nothing. We cannot afford to do the Batman. We cannot afford to have two Batmans running around on DC. So it's like this. Either Robert Pattinson, your Batman, is going to get folded into the new DCU, or we're gonna have to scrap your thing altogether because Zaslav doesn't want two Batmans running around, and we cannot afford two Batman. Matter of fact, as of right now, we cannot afford even one Batman. So this is so Matt Reeves probably looked at him and said, "Okay, James, do what you want to do." And this is the thing: Matt Reeves already left once before. I think it was twice before because of creative differences with Warner Brothers. And this is something that a lot of people don't seem to remember and realize. I think the writing is on the wall. I don't think we're going to get any new movies from the DCEU in, at least it's going to be at least 3 years before we get something new from like James Gunn's brain trust, whatever it is. And by that time, will anybody care? So I think this is all just a big publicity stunt and all the big ploy because they can't afford to pay anybody. So James Gunn is just being as big of a dick as he could possibly be because he can't do anything right now anyway. So even if he announces a slate, it's not like they can start filming anything right now. So I don't know. Maybe I sound like a conspiracy theorist, but
no. I think there's a lot of truth to that, and the fact that no one wanted the job and James Gunn ended up with it, with the situation he's in, is even more suspicious.
Right? Nobody wanted the job, so they give it to James Gunn. And you know what? There's all this talk. Sil and Mikey have been talking about.
How's it going?
Sil and Mikey have been talking about the whole. I've been hearing a lot about the whole. Possibility of the company being sold later on, maybe that how Sil's talking about that offer is going to be made from NBC Universal or Comcast or whatever. And honestly, at this point, I think James Gunn is just a placeholder. So they're telling James Gunn, just sit there, do what you want, keep talking about a slate, keep talking about this, that, and the other, but ultimately nothing's going to come of it because they're going to be sold to another company by the time they can turn around any new projects.
Yeah, Canal, 50 billion in the red. I saw that. Yeah.
So this makes it even more of a possibility that selling the SnyderVerse to Netflix could actually become a reality because number one, this company needs money, and number two, they're not going to be able to get anything out in a reasonable amount of time for there to be any kind of a compete thing going on between Netflix and WBD. So, yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? Remember when how Marvel sold all their characters off because they were broke at one point? I'm feeling like this is going to be a very similar situation to that.
Like a deal, almost like a Sony type deal for Netflix with WBD, where they kind of lease off the SnyderVerse characters and Netflix and Stone Quarry pays for everything and produces these movies, and then Warner Brothers Discovery, kind of has distribution, for the future for like physical media and whatever, but it'll mostly be Netflix exclusive. Yeah,
definitely. Go on.
I was gonna say, I agree. I agree with Batman. This is like the whole Marvel selling their IPs off to different companies. Like Marvel sold off X-Men to Fox, literally, because they couldn't make money off the characters. So WBD selling it to SnyderVerse to Netflix is the most viable option, and it's all thanks to really Skywalker the Jedi. It's all thanks to him coming up that brilliant idea with that hashtag.
Yeah, it's good timing with the thing. It has been mentioned before over the years about Netflix, but yeah, great timing and much respect to Skywalker. It's been a massive, massive response to it, and really happy about that. And I'm going to support it, whatever the weather. Do you know what I mean? It's just at the moment, to be brutally honest with you, after what's happened, my lack of faith in Warner Brothers is zero now. And why would I invest in a new universe when they couldn't even finish the one we was just watching?
But and that's what makes this all it seems so nonsensical. They know they don't have money, David. Yeah. They know they can't afford to do anything. So why are they doing this? Maybe they had to release Henry Cavill and The Rock. Maybe they had to release all of them because they couldn't afford to pay them. So contractually, it was like, we got to release you because we can't keep you hanging if we don't have any plans to do anything with you at the moment. If we can't afford to start filming, then we have to let you go. I think it had more to do with that than anything that we're hearing about now as far as this reboot goes. And that's why they're talking. That's why we're hearing all these things about there could be something for you in the future, the multiverse. Yeah, the multiverse, when Netflix restores the SnyderVerse and brings everybody back over there where the actors can actually afford to get paid for their work, then the movies will actually get done. And then when WBD finally gets money from leasing off all their stuff, then they can launch whatever James Gunn wants to do. But like I said, by that time, I think they'll already be purchased by another company. And James Gunn, here's a hot take for you guys. James Gunn won't get one movie in production. He won't. Yeah. Before they're bought out, James Gunn is just a figurehead right now. He was just put in place to sit behind a desk and fight with fans on social media. That's what he's doing. That's all he's doing.
Who is Comcast?
I have no
Universal in it.
Comcast? Yeah, Comcast owns Universal.
Yeah, Universal. Yeah.
And I don't understand it. Okay, he's allegedly head of DC. He's hard at work writing a Superman script, developing a slate of films. He's got all these things he's got to do, right? I'm writing a book, and in combination with my day job and other things that I have going on, I barely have any time to eat, let alone mess around and screw around with people on social media. So the thing I'm not understanding is, if I'm as busy as I am just because I'm writing a book in my spare time, how does James Gunn have all this free time to sit around and wank off on social media all the time? How is that making sense? If you're in James Gunn's position, you don't have time to lower yourself to be arguing with faceless Twitter handles on social media. I
really don't understand what angle he's coming from.
That's your biggest piece of evidence, guys, that James Gunn isn't really doing anything. He's just a figurehead, a placeholder for the time being. That's your smoking gun evidence right there, because he's got way too much time to do nothing and sit on Twitter and argue with people.
I know, it's ridiculous. And from what I've seen, because I run the Snyder Nights. Actually, I'll do a little bit of plugging here.
God bless the Snyder Nights. Let's
here we go.
Shout them out. Absolutely.
Yeah, smashing out to the Snyder Nights. I don't know if I uploaded that or not. No, I didn't. Oh well, if you follow the Snyder Nights, my group on Facebook, we're at 71,000 members now, which is great. And we had to do a little reshuffle. I changed the name after the James Gunn thing to like the Warner Brothers Independent Party, but now I've just changed it to the Snyder Nights.
I heard that wasn't happening. That they're not even paying to do. They're not even gonna pay right now to do House of the Dragon season 2. That's a myth. Yeah. They're not filming House of the Dragon season 2 right now.
Yeah, that's why they're licensing off all the animated stuff too.
Right. And honestly, they don't even have Game of Thrones on HBO Max anymore.
I tried to share your interview of Anna Rosser about Ezra Miller video to some podcaster, but they refused to watch. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, because they don't want to know the truth. I uncovered the truth about what was going on, and people are more interested in the fake news and false narrative that the big media's big. They don't want to hear the truth.
It's not even worth it, David. It's not even worth getting upset about because
I'm not.
People are.
I'm not.
It's true.
I've spoke to several people
it's
close to Ezra, and he was shouting in the background himself. He's I know exactly what went on, and people just want to go along with the crap. So honestly, not interested. When I was having my break, funny enough, I got clipped by some certain individuals that you all know that have been enemies, taking some things that I said out of context. They were just analogies, the way I muck about with the Savage Bat stuff. And I was actually on a break, halfway through like a 2-month break, and they're attacking me for no reason. So, if you've got nothing better to do than stalk people's channels. So if you're stalking it now, go fuck yourself. Don't I?
Pow! That's what I'm talking about. Yes.
Seriously, go fuck yourselves, all of you. You are pathetic stalker losers. Bunch of kids.
You haven't even been streaming. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's
I haven't even been streaming.
You haven't been doing nothing. Like, that's the thing. If you're not, this is the thing. This is how you know that you are making an impact, by the fact that you can be away for the length of time that you've been away and have people still stalking you, still attacking you, still going at you when you're not doing a thing. That's what I do. I'm like, hey, I'm out. I got nothing to say. Why are you coming at me for?
Yeah. I mean, I've said this a million times. The only reason I've got Twitter is just to support the hashtag stage, really. I've got a little bit of a following, over 1,000. But I don't really go on there because it's just a fucking shit show of toxic idiots. And I just haven't got the time for it anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's my mental health ain't worth fucking with. Yeah. Charles Austin in the place. Right, let's have a look. Did saw the reaction to their face when I asked, why did Ezra case begin after the Flash reverse time, one Oscar, beating No Way Home and Endgame? Those podcasters just stopped but skipped to other topics. Yeah,
agendas to get more views.
Negative shit. It does, people, even if the truth is staring them in the face, they'd rather listen to a load of bullshit, really.
Just saying, today it's Ezra Miller, tomorrow it's you or me, people. So be careful how you proceed with this, because
cancel culture could come for you.
Don't bother. Just stay.
Yeah.
That's what it's almost like, you go off and you do something and you become like a hermit where you just where you don't even bother to deal with anything because you already know how people are. People are scumbags. That's unfortunately something that we all have to constantly deal with.
Yeah. And you know what? It's a good example of it is, as everyone knows, my worst film in history for me, The Last Jedi. It's a bit like being Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. It's just like, do you know what? Fuck it.
You know what's so funny? It's almost like now you can almost sympathize with the character of Luke Skywalker in that movie because
you can. I'm feeling it.
I just don't care anymore.
Throw the lightsaber. Oh, talking of lightsabers, my brother, bloody bless him, got me a proper lightsaber for Christmas.
Yes.
Nice.
Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, it's not a Force Effects one. It's a proper. I think it's Ultra Sabers.
Wow.
Wow.
But it can change different lightsaber sounds and all that kind of stuff. I've got his one here as well, actually. So I've been having a little go at practicing two at the same time.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah,
very nice.
Great fun. But we've had a couple of great fights. We've smashed a few lights up by accident and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Fuck it. You know what I mean? They've got never going to grow up. They fucked everything up for 10 years because they browned their pants facing Rotten Tomatoes. That's right, with Batman vs. Superman. Paramount didn't give a shit back in the Bayformers days. Meanwhile, well, yeah, it's funny you mentioned Bayformers because, people go on about how much, is a movie good based on how much money it makes. I think that was the first Mark Wahlberg one. What was that called?
Extinction.
Can't remember. It
Was it?
Extinction?
Yeah, Mark
I can't
Wahlberg
remember.
was in the fourth one.
The fourth one, yeah, but that's one of the biggest grossing films of all time. Absolutely fucking rubbish. But so it just shows you that money, it doesn't mean quality, And Rotten Tomatoes, fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, you have to remember it too. General audiences will want to just go to a movie where they can turn their brain off, eat their food, and watch a film.
Yeah.
It's not they're not making these movies, those types of movies. They're not making them for us as fans or as film aficionados or whatever. They're making it for people for just general consumption. So that's what you have to think about. That's how you have to see it. Like they're all popcorn movies, and that's what makes money.
Yeah, that's right. Charles Austin says Lev knows he's messed up. I'm sure he does. He's a very intelligent guy, but that Henry Cavill thing
again, they don't. Zaslav even said that Zaslav said he's a fan of Henry Cavill. He supports Henry Cavill. That's how I know
right.
This is all because WBD has no money. They cannot afford an actor of Henry Cavill's caliber to come back and play Superman. It's just not in there. They can't do it. So
or even The Rock, for that matter. Either.
No, they can't afford him either. They know that they don't have nothing. They know. That's how you know how bad it is. This company WBD is so close to bankruptcy right now. People just don't know. People just have no clue.
I know what you're saying. I've got a good idea because the writing's on the wall with what's going on. With all the other actors, what they've got going on as well, like things like Ben Affleck with his production company he's doing with Matt Damon.
Think about this just for a second, right? Before James Gunn was brought on, right? There were plans by Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi had plans in place for Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot. To restore the SnyderVerse. It's been reported in the major trades, right? As factual information.
Factual information.
Sil and Mikey were right. It's factual information. But this is what happened. They brought in, you know what happened? Nobody wanted the job to be head of DC. They brought in James Gunn, and James Gunn agreed to take it because he knew it was just a placeholder position. They probably went to him and said, James, we don't want you to do anything, but we know how you like to combat with the fans. We know how you like to play games. So what we want you to do is we want you to sit at your office, sit at a desk, and we're going to pay you what little money we can pay you to sit at the desk and fight with these idiot fans on Twitter. That's what we want you to do. Yeah. And we want you to keep talking about a slate. We want you to do this. Yeah. We even want you to have meetings with people. We want you to fire people because the truth is we're not going into production on anything. We are getting ready to be sold, and we just want you there as a figurehead.
That's right. And at the Flash and Aquaman 2 and Shazam 2 and all that, they're going to try and milk a little bit of money out of that. But what they're not realising is they've lost the faith of the fans. Well, they'd lost it before they'd even done the Henry Cavill thing now. But when they did that, the main thing of the fan base are not going to go and see these movies. I'm hearing it from everyone. I'm saying,
think about how ridiculous this sounds.
Maybe give the Flash a chance because it's got Michael Keaton in it, and it's kind of SnyderVerse and all that. But for the most part, people are like, I'm not interested.
David, James Gunn was on record less than a year ago in an interview. He was interviewed by one of the trades. I don't know if it was Variety or Empire or Rolling Stone, I don't remember which, he was interviewed and they asked him about Superman, and he specifically said that he did not have any interest in tackling the bigger characters, that his interest is more
I
in
saw that, Charles,
a lesser known. Listen, he clearly and he clearly still feels that way. So he's sitting here now, he has to lie and say, oh, I got plans for a Superman movie. I've been writing it for, about 6 months now. I feel like this. I've been working on my book longer than James Gunn has been writing his Superman script. So I don't buy that suddenly James Gunn has this grand vision that he's going to get rid of Henry Cavill. We could have Daniel Craig as Brainiac, but instead we're supposed to be happy with the prepubescent Superman, young Superman.
Marvel 2.0.
It's BS. It's BS. They're making it all up.
And also, furthermore, it's like you were supposed to get Brainiac as the villain. Well, what we're getting? Flipping Pee Wee Herman as Mr. Mr. Picklet.
Yeah, fuck. Wow, what was the fucking thing that was saying about the other day? Condiment Man.
Condiment King.
Condiment King in the Matt Reeves verse. Like,
oh what? God, no!
What the fuck? No. Fuck off!
This is how we know that Matt Reeves. This is how you know Matt Reeves isn't coming back. This is how you know Matt Reeves is not doing another Batman movie. They scrapped that too. They just haven't announced it yet. It's very clear. It makes perfect sense. They don't have money.
Yeah, they don't. They've got fuck all. Lucas, I really do think that something's going to go down, and it's looking highly likely it's going to be Comcast, because I don't think there's anyone else that's actually got the money to pull Warner Brothers out of the thing. Because if Comcast takes over, it won't be like the merger before, like 49-51%. The Comcast thing is going to be more of a, like an actual buyout.
Right.
More like sort of 89-90% or whatever.
Comcast is going to straight up absorb them.
Absorb Warner Brothers.
It's game over.
It's not a merger. It's a hostile
takeover.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not for 30%. It's for for everything basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. They'll keep such silly little things. It'll be like but yeah. So that's going to be a totally different ball game. And Universal, have got the money because they're doing all right because they're not fucking everything up like
they probably. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that meeting with James Gunn. Every single actor, where James Gunn has to admit to these actors, WBD has no money. They can't pay you, so we're gonna have to let you go.
Snyder wasn't wrong when Superman got framed with bullshit story. The whole world hated him in BVS. Now the same happens to Ezra.
Well, people are pushing back a little bit more. I do notice that on Variety, or like when some article against Ezra comes out, there's a lot more pushback in those articles now. So it's still not. They're still pushing the false narrative about it though, even though the evidence is there. People are reporting and commenting on Ezra's behaviour with stuff that's been debunked. So that obviously it ain't getting out to the general audience, that the general public, that most of this stuff was made up. He was off the rails a little bit, and he's gone to rehab. Everyone.
About 5 years from now, we're all going to get replaced with AIs anyway, so it doesn't matter. None of us. We're all going to be fake. None of us are going to be.
Maybe Ghostwriters do so he can wank on Twitter. Maybe.
He's wanking on Twitter. That's all he's doing. That's it.
Alan, how you doing, mate? Twitter's accessible.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid to make up the most ridiculous crap you could possibly say. Think about it. I mean, how any studio that wants to make money would be okay with some of these goofy ideas
No.
that James Gunn is coming up with is
They're
beyond me.
They're afraid
And
of the
he
Savage
lost
Back
money.
return.
His
Yeah.
film lost money.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why they gave him this position, because they knew he was a loser.
Because it was fucking shit.
That was a placeholder. That's a placeholder that isn't going to do anything. He's not going to. He won't get one movie greenlit. I'm telling you, there's nothing happening here.
Yeah.
He is done.
Definitely.
Like the only thing that WBD could do, honestly, is if they better pray that Netflix
Paramount.
reaches out to them, because that's the only way they're going to get any money.
Yeah.
And hype for the DC brand. They'll get hype for the brand. Like DC fans will have something to be
I don't think
excited about.
WBD. You know why I don't think WBD cares though, Batman? WBD at this point probably doesn't care because they're prepping for that deal with Comcast. They know they're going to get sold, so they really don't care. Like that deal is like probably already on the table behind the scenes, so they're just biding their time until that happens.
If it would have been more than that for a multi-picture deal, but I think from what I've heard, it's about around 20 million for a single movie for Henry Cavill. So so it's not quite 30 mil, but Warner Brothers declared bankruptcy. Declare a fund war.
Yeah, protect the brand is right, huh? Yeah, you're not
Mikey
protecting nothing.
Gunn keeps close to the vest, so no scoop came from his corner. No, and the way Gunn's been acting, like trying to sort of discredit people, news sites like Mikey and scoopers and stuff like that. It's so terrible and irresponsible. Like these news sites that are trying to do their best to give you the right information, give you scoops and stuff like that. It's their livelihood.
It's like Sam and Mikey have been saying. James Gunn is making everything up as he goes along.
As he goes along,
He doesn't have a plan, and the reason he doesn't have a plan, is because having a plan is not his job. They didn't hire him to have a plan. They hired him to be a placeholder until they get sold. That's it.
Wayne, they did. Yeah, it's not the juggernaut they used to be years ago. No, Warner Brothers is pathetic. You know what I mean? It was my favourite company, movie company growing up. And it's sad to see, And
2016 was the downfall.
Yeah, it was. Fucking Rotten Tomatoes, getting rid of Zack Snyder. I know we've been over this. Everyone knows. Same old story, but bloody Snake Jeff Johns and all that. Trying to make DC into Marvel. It didn't work. Because
it won't work now.
Because proper hardcore DC fans don't want that cheesy shit. They want good hardcore storytelling. With adult theme. Super violent. Blah blah blah.
You don't think James Gunn can give us adult themed oriented superhero movies? You ever see Romeo and Juliet? That was from James Gunn.
But look at the Suicide Squad. James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. That had loads of crazy violence and swearing and all that. But at the end of the day, it just looked like a glorified Marvel movie.
It was comedy.
It was comedy. It was awful.
Like Polka Dot Man's death was stupid.
Yeah. Integrity 101. How you doing? Yeah. This will be one of the biggest blunders in Hollywood history. Yeah, it will be. It will be.
General audience is upset about Henry Cavill being fired. Like I've talked to some of my cousins at Christmas, and they're not really into this stuff, and they're pissed at Henry Cavill getting fired.
People that don't even like DC are pissed about the Henry Cavill thing because that was the role that put him on the map.
Because Henry Cavill is the Superman of art of this time,
of our generation.
Period. Yeah. And they know that, and they know general audiences and regular people know that Superman is a cultural icon, and the man that plays Superman carries that responsibility, whether you like the movies or not. The fact is, Henry Cavill embodies the role WBD knows this. James Gunn knows this. David Zaslav knows this. It's not because they didn't want to use Cavill. It's because they can't afford Cavill. But they can't come out and say, we can't afford Henry Cavill, so we had to let him go. That's all it is. Honestly, they know this. And this is why Henry Cavill, why do you think Henry Cavill came out and delivered such a beautiful, gracious, like heartfelt, gut-punching, like perfect response on his Instagram afterwards? Because the meeting he had with James Gunn was all about how WBD is broke, man. I'd love to use you. I'd love to let you have your Man of Steel too, but I mean, they can't pay you. What are we going to do? Can you do it? Can you do it for free, Henry? Can you do it? Can you come in and
for a favor?
Do it
favors. Do it for a favor, Henry. No.
No, James. But you know what? I'll be more than happy to work with y'all in the future when when WB gets their bank account straight. You see, that's the conversation that happened. That's what it was, because remember, Henry Cavill's alleged return was verbal. It wasn't contracted. And the reason it wasn't contracted was because the bean counters were still trying to figure out the money aspect. And when they finally did the math, they're like, we can't do this. These SnyderVerse actors, they cost too much. We just can't do this.
Charles Austin, Matt Reeves made it perfectly clear he didn't want to play in Gunn's universe. Gunn is going to make him do it anyway. I think Reeves is going to leave.
Oh yeah, he's
wouldn't
definitely
surprise me one bit.
No. Reeves is done. Reeves is done. I'm telling you, Reeves is done. And if it's going to be one. And I'm telling you what it'll be. The Batman with Robert Pattinson. I'm saying it right now. It's a one-off film. You're not going to get a sequel.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You're not going to get Robert Pattinson folded into the DCU because they can't afford Robert Pattinson either.
And he's not that good.
You really think they can afford him?
But can you imagine James Gunn's all-star Superman, whatever it is, against Robert Pattinson's Batman? I mean, Robert Pattinson's Batman has difficulties beating up teenagers at the beginning of the movie. So, what kind of chance is he going to have against Superman? It's not going to make any sense at all.
I mean, Robert Pattinson's Batman, aka Walkman, is done and dusted.
Yeah, Walkman. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question. So when they announce this, do you think there'll be a big hashtag "So Reeves versus the Netflix" campaign after that?
I hope not, because I don't really like it. No disrespect to the actors and actresses in it, or Matt Reeves really, but it's a terrible movie.
Yeah, I don't think there's not a big fan base for it.
No, there ain't. And the way people go on about it, that do like it, as it's some masterpiece, I really have no respect for your opinion if you think that's a masterpiece. It's great cinematography and very pretty Gotham City and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's fucking boring. If you can't see that, then
And plus, Batman.
I can't help you.
And Batman's supposed to glide, not wing. What's it called? Use that wingsuit.
Oh yeah, squirrel suit, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, Kal-El there with the best comment. Matt leaves. Winner, chicken dinner. Your best comment of the night so far.
Plus, if Matt Reeves' Batman were to have come after me, I have my security system in place. My door is locked. He can't get in.
You only need a baseball bat. Take him out with one hit. Right, we've got special, the man from outer space.
Oh boy,
the man himself.
Yeah.
Mikey Sutton.
Mikey.
Hey,
hello.
Mikey.
You there, Mikey? Hey.
Like, I don't know what day it is. I can't put my microphone. What the fuck is going on here?
How you doing, Mikey?
How you doing, mate?
Oh man, it's been nuts, man.
Yeah. Well, we've just been talking about the disaster of Warner Brothers and where they're going and all that. But yeah, you've got loads of exciting stuff coming up. Obviously, we can't talk about too much about it.
Yeah.
But you've been very busy.
Very, very busy. And Zod, I hope you caught our art chat and to see what I just found there. Concerning you, Zod, you might want to take a look at our little Facebook.
Okay, let
You
me
can't-
go into Facebook because
Yeah,
I'm
just
over
let
here.
me get your live reaction from you.
Let me go in here right.
Because I actually tagged you, and you can't say anything, but I think your reaction will be priceless. Anyway,
Oh,
great
damn,
to have you
Zod.
back, Savage Bat. You know,
Is that?
it's great to have you back. You know?
Oh, thank you,
The
Mikey.
Dark
Thank
Knight
you.
Returns and all that. You know.
Yeah, Dark Knight strikes again.
Oh my god! Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah.
This is-
Yeah.
this is
Seriously,
a-
dude.
Seriously, Mikey?
Yeah.
Really?
Seriously.
That's perfect.
Oh, I've just seen it as well.
Right.
Oh my god!
Hey!
This is what we,
Way to go, Zod.
This is what we need. I'm telling you, WBD is broke. They have no money. There's no movies happening. Forget about it. We don't need them. We're good. We are good. We do not need them. Wow. Beautiful. Stuff.
You know, it was really unexpected. I just went on.
That's amazing news.
Turned on my phone like, holy shit. Like, what's going on here? You know, the whole stars aligning and all that other stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. I'm just saying shit's getting so weird now that if anybody made a movie of my life, people would call it science fiction. There's no way this could be real. There's
Yeah.
no way this happened this way. I understand that, you know, there's a way of networking and connecting and everything, but, you know, usually you make that happen. You don't stumble on it. That's the thing, you know. I mean, but stumbling.
It's the power of positivity.
There you go, Zod. There you go.
It's the power of willing things into existence to become your better self. Mikey, what you're doing is essentially you've willed it into the universe for all these great things to happen, and now it's just kind of like as long as you've got everybody focusing all of their internal energy on it.
Yeah.
And this is what's happening. It's why it's all manifesting itself.
Yeah. And it's been rubbing off on me as well. Big things have been happening.
I mean, look at you, David. You got a haircut. You're all
So like, I was like, he looks like Liam. He looks like Liam Neeson, doesn't he? He looks like Liam Neeson.
Yeah. I do get that a lot actually. It's because of the nose.
Like,
Liam Neeson's
it's
nose.
Liam Neeson, man. I'm like,
pointy
if
nose.
Liam Neeson was Batman, this is David, you know.
Yeah. Well, I've got Irish family, and he's from Ireland, so
there you go.
He could have been the milkman.
All I have to do is Noel just draw David like Liam Neeson, and that's him.
Yeah. I'll catch up with the chat in a minute. But yeah, no, not just that. I've just enrolling in acting school. Just the first part of it, which I'm really, really excited about. Not been the greatest past couple of months, but with all this Dreamwalker news and what I've got going on as well, and you know, and I've got a good person cheering me on. I made a good friend in the industry. Who's been really helping me out with advice and just being a good friend, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you always, if someone's good at what they do and successful, you can always trust in what they have to say to you, and what their advice is. You know, and I've always gone by that. You know, never listen to losers, basically.
Well, you know, and
Exactly.
and as you'll find, Mr. Bat, that the more successful you become, the more successful people you will meet, because successful people become friends with successful people. That's how they stay that way. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And they keep you in line. I've had so much help throughout the years.
Yeah.
I mentioned to you 2017. I went through a very difficult time. I was
Yeah.
in a serious depression, and then a year after that, I almost died. So I mean,
Yeah, with the stroke and all that. Yeah,
the stroke, and that was
you told me all about
like
it.
we
Yeah.
wouldn't have. I wouldn't. Two things: I either wouldn't have been here, because I would have been dead, or I would have been here, but I'd be completely handicapped. So.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be here 'cause I wouldn't have met you guys if I was handicapped. I wouldn't have been able to write anymore. I wouldn't have
Yeah.
been able to do the spider gate thing. I wouldn't have been
Hey.
able to meet Phil.
Writing is a
Neo
hell of
in the
a
house.
thing,
How you doing, Marcus?
Marcus.
What's up, guys?
Long time no see, mate. Thanks for showing up.
Hey, see, I'm
Thanks
seeing
for
the
having me.
panel here, and every one of you is in my comic book. So I'm seeing my characters talking back at me right now, which is wild. You know, this is great.
Yeah. The stuff I've been hearing about my characters got me really excited.
Your character is insane. So,
Well, it's just like real life.
which is there you go. So you're true to life, right?
Yeah.
Lots of
Neo
inspiration
Sevens,
from
have you
Mikey.
seen the arc chat that I posted on there about Zod? Because he's losing his mind right now.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did take a peek at it. And, wow, Mikey! Wow, freaking wow!
Like,
Yeah.
it was just
I
like-
really can't wait until this news drops because, you know, like I've have to do NDA stuff in the past, but we've known about this for quite a while now, and keeping it a secret has been really fucking frustrating. The amount of people that have asked me, like, "Oh, don't worry, I won't say anything. You can tell me," and I'm like, "That's not how it works. I can't say anything."
Well,
Do you know what NDA means?
well, you know, it's just difficult. It's difficult keeping a secret since I love Spider-Man so much, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I better quickly go through. Right, way lost the chat there. Got a bit carried away.
Great seeing
Sorry, what was that, Mikey? You cut off there for a sec.
For some reason, I keep getting cut off. I don't know why. No, Hamada's gone now, so who's cutting off my?
Yeah, I don't
Johnny
know.
Boo, maybe.
James Gunn.
James Gunn's just a figurehead. He's not doing nothing.
That might.
Don't worry
That might
about
be doing
James
it.
Gunn. Don't worry
That
about
might-
James Gunn. I'm telling you, man. There's not going to be any new DCU movies made in the future. WB is gonna have to get sold again before anything happens. I'm telling you, they're so broke right now. They got nobody.
You know-
They're hemorrhaging so much money that they can't even afford to do another season of House of the Dragon. They're
Zod,
7.
I think you're onto something. I don't know about the Batman 2. That might be a no-go.
That's not happening either. I'm telling
That's
you.
happening.
It is not.
It could be money issues.
Hey,
It could
Snyder
be-
Queen.
Hey, Snyder Queen.
Not a queen.
How you doing,
It could be
Snyder
money
Queen?
issues. It could be
Legend.
Gunn wanting to snatch Pattinson for his universe. It could be a lot of
Thank
things, but it's not looking too good.
They can't afford. That's the thing, though. Marcus. They can't afford Pattinson either. They don't have the money. It's not going to happen.
They don't have Twilight
They
money.
can't afford Patterson.
They can't afford Pattinson.
Well, I remember
That's
my
pretty
scoop
bad,
about
especially-
the Superman film from James Gunn. I said it's going to have a lower budget. and then
CW
it's
level
starting to
budget.
play out now. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Not
That's why he
good.
wanted a younger Superman. Because when I was told, I scooped this on Phil's show, I said that most of it involves with him being a reporter for Daily Planet. Like the action's not really gonna happen until the third act. Now I look at it like, oh my god, it's a budgetary issue, isn't it?
That's awful. Oh, here we go. Hide your socks. Oh, no, bad connection. Oh, Socks is trying to come in, but it's not showing up on the screen for some reason.
You know,
You've got a bad connection there, Socks.
You know,
Try try reconnecting, Socks. Your screen's frozen. It's just coming up as black.
Marcus,
Yeah.
is that your mascot? Shall we call that mascot, your cat, a mascot for Firefly?
Hey.
This is my cat, Cersei. She wants to be in the pictures, the
Yeah.
moving pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
Nolan's gone. Yeah, but what David Zaslav saying about building bridges and like things like Christopher.
That was before he looked at the book. That was before the truth came out that the old regime cooked the books on a lot of stuff. See, this is stuff that hasn't come out publicly. This is what it is. Zaslav they've been lying to investors and basically trying to pad things and make things look more profitable than they were. None of that stuff was profitable.
No, except Zack Snyder's Justice League. Wait until Zaslav finds out.
The irony, Zack Snyder's Justice League was profitable, but they went out of their way to bury that, cooked the books, lied about the popularity of the Batman, lied about a bunch of other movies and things that just totally flopped.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Walmart bargain bin Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I just kind of wonder if they're gonna push back the Batman 2 so much that Comcast will be owning the studio by then. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe.
And they made
they did say 2025 originally, but no one knows now because of the mess that Warner Brothers is in. But you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well,
Shazam comes out next month. No hype whatsoever.
Yeah,
no commercials. Nothing.
Variety a few months ago, THR, when they first announced the Batman sequel, right, David? They said that it's gonna take a few years.
Yeah.
And I was puzzled by that statement, but now it makes sense.
Well, Mikey, have you heard anything about Matt Reeves meeting with James Gunn? Because my theory is that James Gunn was honest with Matt Reeves and said, "Look, man, we don't. This company doesn't have money. We can't pay you, and Zaslav doesn't want two Batmans running around. So it's either going to be that your Batman gets absorbed into the DCU, or we scrap your Batman altogether, and whenever we can get our CW budget together, we can finally stitch together some sort of movie in the near future."
Yeah, Mr. Wayne's got a good point here about Shazam 2. Comes out next month. No hype whatsoever. No commercials. Nothing.
No, they can't afford. They can't
even afford to advertise the movies they've got in the pipe. I mean, that's not fucking good, is it?
Maybe having your star troll the fans.
I believe I discussed this on Rose Gallery. I can't remember. It all blurs together now. And honestly, it's been such a wild week. I can't remember too much of what's going on anymore. But I do recall saying somewhere that David Zaslav wanted Reeves Batman films to be incorporated in the DCU.
Yeah.
Because if they're going to go for a younger Batman, they already have a younger Batman. It's redundant, right?
But Pattinson is almost as old. But Pattinson is almost as old as Cavill. So
the irony of it all, right? The irony.
Yeah.
But Zah, you know what that tells you though? That younger Superman that Gunn's talking about, it really is a younger Superman. Like he's
in
his
like
early 20s. Kid. He's still. That's why I kept saying from the very beginning, it's Superboy. They don't want to call it Superboy. How old was Tom Welling? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna be Tom Welling's age when he starts Smallville.
It's still Frozen Socks. You've got a bad connection, mate. Sorry. It's just showing a picture of you frozen. Sorry, carry on, Mikey.
So what I was told, Zaslav wanted the Batman to be incorporated into James Gunn's plan. So remember, Reeves walked away originally from the Batman because of no way I'm going to put this in the DCEU. Because look at this, guys. If Zaslav is cutting budgets and things like that, why would he spend all this money on another Batman franchise, rebooting it again, establishing another new Batman, when you have Pattinson already, right? That makes no sense. You might as well just go with Ben Affleck. Damn it, come back, please. We'll get Zack Snyder directing or something, right?
It just feels to me, Mikey, like by the time they're ready to even get anything into production, that they're going to be sold. They're going to be sold by then. They're not. There's no time for them to really push any.
WBD equals we broke, dude.
Okay, I want to steal that. That's just too funny.
Yeah, they're broke.
Broke
If
as
that's the case, they're broke, they're out of money. They might as well have kept Hamada because Hamada's a smaller budget guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
The
and
irony of
they're
it
pretty
all.
much using his slate, right? They're doing what he wanted to do.
Well, that's debatable.
Oh, his slate's better.
See, my theory is that there is no slate and there's never going to be a slate. James Gunn was put there as a distraction to fight with fans until the company gets sold again. That's what I think it is. I don't think he's going to release anything because they can't afford to put anything new in production. Like you just said, they can't even afford to pay the money to advertise the movies they've already got done that are coming out this year. And they're going to have to take out a second. They're going to have to take out a second loan against the company just to be able to put out that Super Bowl commercial for the Flash.
Like we were saying about the SnyderVerse to Netflix thing, Snyder Queen there, we did have a little bit of a clue of that when in the middle of the merger, they was talking about outsourcing animation to Netflix and to other companies like that. So there was a little glimpse of that already, but now it's looking like, you know, they can't even, you know, they haven't even got the money to release the movies.
WBD's on the bread line right now.
Yeah.
Zaslav is not fooling anybody.
Hey, Zaslav is wearing Bankruptcy Today T-shirts. I'm telling you.
Well, so you got a point there. Like, you know, the new owner might already be here by the time that Batman film comes out. But another thing I want to bring up: how old will Pattinson be by the time that movie gets made? Like,
He'll be way too old.
Would he be in his 40s already? I mean, he's late 30s now, right?
He'll be older
He's
than
36 right now. He'll be 37 this year.
He'll be just as old as Affleck by the
Affleck
time they go into production.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So there goes your younger Batman.
Yeah. Well, Socks, you're saying about Joker 2. If the only way I can see them realistically completing that project without any money is the star quality, like Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga maybe fronting some of it.
It's so funny because I always thought that Pattinson was in his late 20s and he's in his late 30s, and it's like, he is not a young Batman. You're not starting with anything. What are you doing? That makes the Batman that came out with Matt Reeves an even worse movie because he's that old and Batman is in that state at that age.
Well, it explains why he walks so slow now.
Yeah.
Reeves will walk.
Batman who walks.
Walk.
Yeah, I think Reeves will walk. Pattinson with Batman DCU. I think they only paid him $3 million for the Batman. Yeah, well, there you go. And he's a great actor. It's just a fucking awful film.
I agree with you, Pattinson is a really good actor.
Horribly.
He has the right to negotiate a raise because the Batman did almost $800 million.
Yeah.
So he's going to be paid more than $3 million for the second one.
Yeah. Fitbit Batman.
Well, how much did the Batman cost anyway? Wasn't it like $200 million?
I think initially the budget was $100 million, but because of COVID and all that stuff, it tacked on like another $100 million. So it wound up being like
and then the reshoots thing, which were plainly obvious at the end. You know, with that ridiculous ending. That was definitely wasn't original. That definitely wasn't originally supposed to be in the film. It didn't even look like it was a part of the film.
And when I was watching, I'm like, this does not look like a $200 million movie. The COVID makes sense.
No.
The Suicide Squad looked like a $200 million film because that horrible third act with Starro was just terrible.
Yeah.
But all the money went in there. You can tell them all the money went in there.
Yeah, but you got Gunn. He gave the Suicide Squad a Justice League level villain.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious?
No, maybe he really was a jail villain too.
I think the only good thing that came out of James Gunn's The Suicide Squad was the fact that he gave Daniela Melchior a little bit of fame, because she's absolutely gorgeous, and that's probably for me personally, that's about the only good thing that came out of that movie. I honestly feel sorry for Margot Robbie being in it.
Yeah,
Because she's
Been in a good
incredible.
movie as Harley Quinn.
They can't afford her either.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Don't worry, James Gunn's wife will probably replace her.
Yeah, I've been
Most
seeing some funny jokes about that on Facebook.
She'll do the movies for free as a favor for James
Yeah,
Gunn.
exactly.
That's why he can afford to cast her and keep her on board, because she's not going to cost anything.
Well,
She is literally the Nick Fury of DCU.
She's the
See
one.
how many movies?
She's the one holding the multiverse together.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I heard too. And look, they share the same bank account anyway, so
Yeah.
doesn't really.
They're both failing upwards.
they're exactly.
All the best service. Thank you. Cheers.
So she's probably like, I own you anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That cheese plate is not gonna. It's gonna look like rotten cheese whenever he drops it.
Oh,
Hey,
man,
Dan Bishop.
It's not even Velveeta at this point. They'll be lucky to
It's
get
not coming out
Velveeta
this
right
week.
now, you know? They'll get like a Limburger. You know?
Oh.
Yeah,
Limburger and liverwurst story
Oh, God.
time with Mikey Sutton.
There you go. That's a new story time right there.
Yeah.
No one would be surprised. at
Liver
this
and
point.
Limburger. That's gonna get its own. That's gonna get its own limited series.
Hey,
Mikey.
HR4, how you
Liver
doing,
and
mate?
Limburger.
Good to see you, Hamza. I always
Yeah.
see you. It's great support from you on Facebook there. Oh, actually, quickly, what I remember, I'm trying to reach a certain thing with my Facebook to unlock some perks. So if you haven't already, hold on. I've got to get rid of that first. If you haven't already, please get over and follow me on Facebook for movie updates, funny memes, hilarious savage batshit, and help me reach the goals.
Be careful with that hilarious savage bat shit. I don't want you to end up in Facebook jail again. David.
No, I've been kind of behaving myself.
Of course, I know him. He's me. That was my favorite one that you did. That was. Of course, I know him.
Of course I know him. He's me. I actually had to delete that in the end because
That was great.
some people got a bit offended about that.
Social media. What do you expect?
Yeah. But yeah, so with Dreamwalker, like Socks was just saying there, this you've got your issue 3, you're writing issue 3 at the moment? Is that right?
Yeah, I'm almost done actually. I ended up had to go back and rewrite the opening because I thought of a better opening for it. That issue, I think, has experienced more changes than anything I've written, because I put Zod in the book in that issue, and Zod wasn't supposed to be in this issue. He was supposed to be. I was supposed to introduce him later on, and then Silver and Gold was going to happen. He had a bigger role in that.
Silver and gold. Yes.
But what I realized that, man, I can put Zod in this story and kind of expand it, and it works perfectly because I wanted to establish that someone was after Silver, someone was investigating this guy. Why did he move here? Which sets up his ultimate goal, which is to take over the vampire nation of the country. And the local vampires don't like him. They're a different species altogether.
They don't like rappers.
Yeah, exactly, right? And so this guy is like an invasive species coming in to take over the territory, and he's frustrated because he can't control them, and so his character is becoming more defined in my head, like being the Lord of the Vampires. That he's kind of a fascist dictator, and still, if you're out there watching, and turning you
I bet
into a
that
fascist
sucks.
dictator because it fits. He would want to control, and then Tavo, the evil sorcerer, is the Lord of Chaos. He's all about because nightmares. Anything can happen in nightmare, right? Anything horrible can happen in nightmare, and he feeds off of chaos. Whereas Silver is all about order, and being a dictator, he wants people to do what he wants, and so I wanted to establish why he was there, and I figured this like
Relish, how you doing?
a famous guy going to a different country. People are like if people in his homeland, like why is he there? Someone's gonna be investigating this. Someone's gonna be after this dude. Um, and Zod became that person. I'm like, well, I can't wait to introduce Zod later. He's got to be in this history right now to set this up, to set the falling dominoes. It has to start here. And so I established Zod already. And then as I was writing Zod, that one page of Zod was so much fun to write. I was like, oh no, he's got to be in the rest of the book now. And then when I came up with the who killed Kenny part of Zod, he never dies. He comes back, and I was like, I gotta put that in the book. I gotta put that in the end of the book where, the reader will think, oh my god, this guy's dead already. He just all of a sudden, at the end of the book, he's alive. and and who's there when he is revived? Socks is there with Zod, and so it all fits together.
Oh yes. Socks has been after my socks since 1986,
Well,
and he still hasn't had.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Wait, Zod, he
And that's-
keeps hoping this is the day. This is the day you finally meet your ultimate end, and then
So he can send the socks to Wada to be graded
so gets him
behind
graded.
the slab.
So he can get retro nerd girl to grade your socks. Right? So he's
Yeah.
hoping.
Oh yeah, Retro Nerd Girl is the grader. Oh,
He's a
yes,
grader.
Yes.
He's a grader of socks. So
Awesome.
I won't tell you how he dies in number 3, but you die pretty horribly, and then Socks like, yes, this is finally it, Then
But
you
that's a brilliant character reveal for the reader.
Yeah, it
It's
is,
like,
right?
man, I like this character. I like it. And then
Yeah.
he's dead already. It's kind of like
Yeah,
Darth Maul. It was just a dope character. They killed him already. What the hell? But then
Yeah.
he comes back. You're like, oh, wait a minute. What's
Yeah.
going on here?
This
is-
This is getting more interesting.
Like Zod starts brushing up the dirt from his shirt, and Socks like, damn it.
You
So he doesn't
mentioned
get his socks then.
you mentioned
Hey,
that you possibly altered a little bit of my what was it? Shadow. It was a shadow at first.
Yeah, no, you're more than a shadow now.
More than a
David.
shadow,
You're
yeah.
more than a shadow now.
So is
there
that
is-
number? Is that number 3?
That's number 3, actually.
Good. Cool. I'll,
At the very end,
really looking
where,
forward to that.
They go into the cave. Silver's got a cave where all his fellow monsters hide and everything, and you're there, hanging upside down.
Hey.
Unless I
Just
forget that
chilling
Reese
and
is also a
chilling.
vampire, so you're both hanging upside down. It's a great way of introducing your character in there. But initially, yeah, you're shadowing Zod, because he's looking at the band posters, and he's looking for basically a concert date for Silver, is what he's doing.
Right.
So he's standing there-
Investigating.
Like, oh, Necron's got a concert, and
And I'm stalking the investigator kind of
you're stuck investigating, like,
thing.
hey,
Right.
buddy, type of thing, and
But all
Watches
of,
the
but all,
Watchmen.
but all of them are already aware of the fact that I've died and come back several
they're
times.
all aware, but no one's more frustrated than Socks. He's the one who's really frustrated.
My sister
Socks.
got me this today,
Awesome.
and I
Nice.
gotta say, socks. You can't have my socks.
Oh
No,
wow!
It comes in socks.
That's
You can't
awesome.
have it socks. No way.
Gotta come
No retro,
as
no
you
deal.
are.
We gotta. There's gotta be Dreamwalker socks released.
Oh, there's all sorts of.
oh, yeah.
I mean, Mikey, We need Dreamwalker socks.
There's gotta be socks. You know what I mean?
Wada graded, aka Retro Nerd Girl graded socks. Oh god, that's awesome.
What I think it's like another running gag that I came up with is that Zod, whenever you die, for some reason, socks is there all the time, and I'll never explain it, but for some reason, when you die, like Sokka is always there. He's always frustrated, and it starts with issue 3. We're gonna set that up. But you're gonna die in all these different countries and stuff, and Socks for some reason is always there, and I'll never explain why. I just as a hilarious running gag. That's gonna show up. So Zod, every time you appear, keep in mind you're gonna die at the end. Always, as always. Always.
I'm always gonna
fantastic.
die, but I'm like a Highlander. I come back to life every time.
Back to life,
no
exactly.
big deal.
Is he gonna wear an orange coat?
Huh?
Is he gonna wear an orange whatever that coat?
Oh, like Kenny in South Park.
Yeah, actually he does. Again, it's one or the other. Yeah, that's why Zod says I'm always cold. He always has the coat on.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if Zod is doing his investigation and he takes a look somewhere and he sees socks and he's like, "Oh shit!" and then Zod dies.
Well,
It's like when he sees socks, "Oh shit, I'm gonna die."
Yeah.
Right, socks is like my omen. Every time I see socks, I know that my death is pending.
It's imminent.
There you go. Perfect word. And
don't say that. That's a bad word.
The Zod and sock connection.
and he's gonna die in various ways, like you wouldn't expect. Like all of a sudden, you see him in one panel, he's dead in the next. Like a car runs him over or something.
That's great.
I was talking to Dreamwalker. I haven't got it set up properly yet, but that's my super big quadruple Dreamwalker poster. I'm getting a frame for that, and I'm going to sort it out so the light doesn't reflect off of it dodgy. But it's pretty cool.
Awesome.
And the top right one is signed by Noel, like the rest of me comics.
That is so cool. And
yeah,
you know, I scooped this on. Well, I had Skywalker scoop it on, but you know, some of you guys weren't there. I might as well just say it here as well. So issue 6 is the end of this particular story arc, and it's going to lead into another one. It ends in a cliffhanger, though.
Nice.
right. Is that going to be a follow-on to Dreamwalker, and Silver and Gold would be separate, or is Silver and Gold the follow-on?
Well, Silver and Gold is a prequel.
It's a prequel,
to all this.
right?
So you see all these characters. You see Savage Bat. You see Zod, Neo Sevens, obviously. They see all you guys. Right after issue 6, the reader will find out in Silver and Gold, you guys have known each other for decades. That's the
right.
thing.
So that's kind of when we're sort of
exactly
involved in modern day version.
Yeah.
Of this.
Yeah, like people, like I'm not gonna say in this series, in the story arc, I'm not gonna say that Savage Bat that you and Silver are brothers. That'll be in Silver and Gold, which starts off that way. Which starts off with, you know, him trying to give you the cure in the beginning, and that's how it starts off. Like, wait a minute, this could have been brothers? What the hell?
Yeah.
Come
on. Me and Seal look exactly alike.
Exactly right, you know. So, and that's
we're twins.
Yeah, exactly. And then there'll be one issue in Silver and Gold, which is Zod's origin, how he got the blood of Lazarus and why he can't die. He keeps being resurrected. And it'll have the Beta's role in how he got that transfusion, which was the wrong transfusion. Because Zod's dad, with a Beta about a blood transfusion, Zod's dad specifically asked for the blood of Christ. Okay, instead he got the blood of Lazarus.
Blood of Lazarus.
So he is now thereby immortal. So that's going to be in Silver and Gold, flashback. So, um, but it's great that I have Dreamwalker to establish all your characters, have the readers fall in love with you guys, then go back to '86 and how you all met, um, and had all the relationships all set up, um, and establish who you guys really are in the beginning, right? You're all rogues from the very beginning. You're all rogues. Even Zod. He's the good guy of the bunch. Like he wants to be the good guy. I mean, he's all out for justice, right? Um, but ironically, the most moral character is Socks. He is the most moral character of all of you. He doesn't kill anybody. He just collects your dead socks. So
Everyone's too scared to kill him. That's why.
well, yeah. They're all freaking out about him, you know. It's just wild to think about how all this just came together. Like the more I think about your characters, the more ideas I come up with. I'm like, oh, so Zod, like Zod. When I first created your character, I never thought of you dying and coming back alive. It just hit me. Um, I had this image of you getting killed and coming back alive. I'm like, how do I explain that? I'm like, oh my god, that's how I do it. You got the blood of Lazarus.
There you go.
And that's why you hate betas so much, because you got the wrong blood.
Yeah, because
There's always a motive,
betas don't know what they're doing.
Fuck them betas.
Give me the goddamn wrong blood, motherfucker.
Can't get anything right.
Descendant of Lazarus.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Neo 7 is a master strategist, and he's playing all of you. There's a lot of that going on in the
Bit of
book.
a Lex Luthor thing going on there,
Yeah,
Marcus.
exactly.
That
And,
makes sense. I
like
can see
the
that.
only real relationship in this book is you and Silver, because you're siblings. But all you guys have ulterior motives. Bad Dan. He's more than just a radio announcer. This guy's got big plans. He's gonna betray all of you in the end. Okay.
Sorry,
Love it.
guys.
So,
There's a switcheroo.
exactly. It's like you don't know who to trust, which I love. I love being able to write that. Like you don't know like who's really bad.
Well, see, the big twist with Bat Dan that everybody doesn't know is he is the world's biggest James Gunn fan, and he's just and he's just been undercover this entire time defending to rep the SnyderVerse.
You got me, Zod.
Busted.
I love it.
Like,
Mikey's characters are like that 21 Pilots song, Heathens.
yeah,
From Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
We're all heathens.
yeah. Well, I think of Moss Isley, the More Should Hide of
Yeah.
right?
there you go.
That's
Of course,
really-
I know him. He's
Of
me.
course.
Of course I know. It's me.
What I think is hilarious is of all the characters, Bat Dan is the one who looks the most innocent of all of them, like a goody guy. No, he's not. Which in real life is true, because the people you think are the most trustworthy, no, they're not. They're good at had the charisma to pull that off, and so and Socks, you're the most moral, you're the most Christian character of all I've ever read in this book, which I think is going to freak people out, because
Graded Sock.
if people ask me, Mike, who's the moral center of Silver and Gold? It's Socks. Like, what? He's a necrophilia fetishist. How is that possible? But
That's going to be absolutely excellent, and I really can't wait. For
You can have Christian values and still have weird sexual kinks. It's okay.
but I think he doesn't think of it that way. To him, him collecting socks of the dead is keeping their memories alive.
Yeah.
Which I think sounds profound. And so, but the reader will realize as the story goes. Like at first, they think this guy is just totally sick and twisted, but he's sick and twisted, but he does have a strong moral fabric going through him.
right. He has righteous motivations for why he does what he does.
Exactly. And actually, all of you do in some way. I mean, Leo Sevens does what he does. He does have a good ethics going coursing through him, but they're not going to benefit you though. That's the thing. You know? But
Oh,
Neo
with it-
Sevens is, he's got his own goals and everything. But I'm establishing the way I write my books, guys, is that I come up with scenes and I put stories around the scenes. It's
Right.
how I do it. Like I think of an image, like with Dreamwalker in the first issue. The first image I came up with was her going to that kid's dream and see him kill that kid. Like he looked at his parent, his dad, right? He's chopping him up. And they centered the story around that. That's how that began. And then for the second issue was based on a Facebook Live, unfortunately, that I saw was
Yeah.
a young girl who hung herself live on Facebook.
Yeah, you said
That's how that came about. And so I will get an image in my head, and all of a sudden, yeah, okay, put the story around it, right?
Did you see the guy that blew his brains out on YouTube over Bjork, Mikey?
Yes, I did. I did see that. Even
That was
before
another
that,
one that was creepy.
that was nightmarish. The first one I ever saw was that was he a senator? It was back in the 80s. A senator or something like that.
Ed Dwyer.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, Bud Dwyer.
Yeah, Dwyer. Yeah, and I saw that live, right? And I'm like, oh my god, like.
I try and avoid shit like that because
That was very surreal.
I can't erase it from the archive memory after I've seen it. Does my brain in?
Of course, I know him. He's me.
Of course I know. It's me. Well, see, I put. Have you heard about that SnyderVerse fan that's most likely got a warrant out for his arrest? Of course I know him. It's me.
There you go.
Yeah.
There is this anchor woman from the 70s who shot herself on the news. Like,
Oh yeah, they did a movie about it.
Yeah, I can't remember her last name was.
Rebecca Hall did a movie about her.
Yeah, I remember just like, wow, that's just disturbing,
Yeah, it wasn't suicide. I think probably the worst one I ever saw was the people was mucking around with a gun in the front of a car.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently it could have been a setup. And anyway, the woman, just went, ha, like pretending to be gangster and shot the guy straight in the side of the... Shot the guy straight in the side of the head. I thought, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this? Huh?
That guy lived.
Yeah, he lived,
shot in the head.
He got shot. Yeah. You see the fucking blood coming out of his house. Oh, Jesus, man. Because I don't like stuff like that. It fucking disturbs me, do you know what I mean? But, yeah. Makes, for good inspiration for fucked up comic books, though.
Well, yeah, exactly. You just never know what inspires you. Because I remember reading that Stephen King, for instance, I heard that The Body Which Became Stand By Me, I was reading that when he was a little kid, that he saw somebody get run over by a train. And that's where that idea came from.
Stephen King's The Body, yeah.
I'm a big Stephen King fan, stuff I grew up on. But no, I mean, just each of you have a role. It's interesting how I met all of you, and each of you ended up having a role in this book.
I know, it's amazing. And I'm honoured as well.
Oh,
I'm sure everyone
is. So humbling and beautiful. Wow.
Thank you.
Fascinating.
It changed my life.
Lord.
Yeah.
Because I needed certain archetypes for the book, and you guys somehow fit into all of them.
We all fit the archetypes.
We all fit together.
We're heathens.
You're heathens, yeah. I needed a hacker. I needed a investigator. I needed a radio announcer. I needed a monster. I needed a strategist, a gambit type of character. Your name alone, Leo Sevens, come on, it sounds like the numbers in there and everything. Yeah, okay, I got it. You need a vampire. The vampire needed a bodyguard. Like, just destiny or what? Because how am I able to find?
It writes itself.
There was divine intervention, Mikey.
Totally, you know.
Yeah.
And, he
And
had
Kate
to-
and Kate Valdez as well, her character. Because I've been rereading, the first 2 issues and following her on social media and stuff, and she's just incredible lady, very pretty, but just really, really talented, and it just from listening to her interviews and things like that, she just seems like such a lovely person. And
she is. I mean, inside and out.
Yeah.
I'm getting to know her more now. I mean, there's going to be more of her and Kat going forward, and she's got tremendous depth, and I'm going to bring that out into the character as well.
Yeah.
So I'm getting to know all you guys.
So is she making suggestions in regards to her character for future books, Mikey? Is she like
the one that she did unintentionally, and I told her I'll give you credit for this. I'll make you a co-creator, and that is the evil doppelganger, a Dreamwalker.
oh wow,
Which
okay.
is going to be a cameo of her in issue.
Oh, you cut out then.
Yeah, it came about because Kate was on a show where she was on a motorcycle, and she didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. But I said, Kate, that gives me an idea. I'm gonna have a doppelganger of you in a motorcycle, and she'll be your evil clone.
Right.
And she loved that idea. She just loved it, and so I'm gonna give her co-creator credit on that. And it'll be issue 3. It'll say, Madoka is the character's name, co-created by Kate Valdez.
Nice.
She have a co-creator credit. And she loves this character a lot, right? You've been telling her like
just whatever you do, don't give her a goatee beard like they did in Knight Rider. Michael Knight. Do you remember Michael? What was his name?
Garth.
It was like what?
the Knight
Garth.
Rider one.
Garth Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the goatee and the lorry. What was it? Oh, I can't even remember what it's called now. But that was Goliath. That's it.
The thing with it all, guys, is that her show now, which I had no idea, involves her clone, and I'm like, oh my god, how did this happen? Like, you're playing your clone in the show, and I came up with a clone for you in Dreamwalker. It's just wild how this happens. But this book is just getting bigger and bigger. I'm getting spin-offs in my head. I mean, I was telling Sky about the spin-off with him and Necron is going to be wild. The Fire and Ice is going to be nuts. There's just so many things going on. And I just, like, issue 6, where all of you are in that book. Okay, all of you are in there one way or the other. And like I said, David, I scooped this on Sky's show. I'm going to scoop it now on your show. Let all of you guys know. Issue 6, in the pages in the back, there's going to be pictures of all of you next to the comic book characters that you inspired.
Yes.
Oh wow!
dope.
People will see all your real faces and your names. Okay.
Oh, that's amazing.
So Sky, I'm gonna have your real face in there and your name, with next to your version of you as an alien. As I'm pretty excited. It's a big reveal. In case people don't know, these guys are all based on real people.
Yeah.
Like Zod is Zod, you know.
That's incredible. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, really, that's
Guy is real
amazing.
alien.
That's amazing.
Average Bad, actually, David, and I'm gonna have links to your YouTube channels.
Excellent.
Wow.
In that
Oh,
part,
boy.
yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, that
Yeah,
brings
huge exposure.
me on to the future of my channel. Really,
Yeah.
is it's going to be a lot of Dreamwalker stuff, but we're going to be sort of a bit lapse on the DC stuff, really, because to be honest with you,
Well, there's so much to talk about.
I'm not really.
There's nothing happening so far.
Nothing happening. So gonna be lots of Dreamwalker stuff, and gonna obviously be doing Zod Bat and Kryptonian show with Zod Writer. We've got one coming up with you, Mikey. this week, hopefully, if all goes well with this news. Wink, wink, that we can't talk about.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. But also, I'm going to delve into just stuff that I like and stuff that I think
Spider-Man
really cool.
Mikey's home.
There you go.
Going to delve a little bit into some science fiction stuff, some older stuff, things like Battlestar Galactica, Babylon 5. I know Zod knows a lot about that.
Absolutely.
And talk about that and try and get the people out there, the audience that haven't seen that stuff, that I know you'll appreciate it, but it's just getting past that, It's the same thing with Star Trek. But I've known people that didn't watch Star Trek for years because of the stigma around being a Star Trek fan. And when they finally watched it, they went, "Oh, yeah, there still is." But when they watched it, they were like, "Oh my god, it's fucking great," So we're gonna, go down there, do lots of stuff about movies and stuff as well, favorites and stuff. Like
I remember back in the early '80s, David, when I was the only one who loved Doctor Who around my area. Like everybody laughed at it, like all the special effects were cheap.
Mikey, how are you excited about the upcoming 60th anniversary for Doctor Who?
I am, and I've been a huge. I haven't caught up in a while. I really have to catch up on these shows.
I haven't watched it in years.
But Tom Baker was my hero growing up. I wanted a scarf like him.
Mine too.
So the
birthday was the other day.
The fourth Doctor was your doctor, huh, Mikey?
He's my doctor. Yeah, he's my doctor.
Baker. He's my doctor.
There you go.
Sylvester McCoy was my one.
I like Paul
I
McGann.
missed Sylvester. I was in the Philippines when Sylvester came, and I really wanted to see that. Never got a chance to.
Yeah, but apparently they're bringing David Tennant back.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's going to be the sort of first time a permanent Doctor's come back after
his
change.
soul refuses. The soul of that Doctor refuses to move on to the afterlife. That's the reason why she's degenerating into David Tennant instead of regenerating.
Right. And that's got absolutely nothing to do with the failure of the female Doctor.
Oh, no, not at all. Oh, what a dismal and horrible run is Doctor Who. I got to say, it was the worst.
I haven't seen it, but I know a few fans of it.
I can't say. I didn't see it.
They said it was fucking terrible.
Worst run of the show ever. And listen, guys, I'm such a big Whovian that I listen to the Big Finish audio dramas. Okay, that's how much I love Doctor Who. But that
I have friends that are nuts about it.
That Jodie Whittaker run.
No, I've heard it.
Well, I watched that.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Woke 9000.
I watched this. There was a Doctor Who movie back in the '60s. I watched that one. The one
with
that one.
There's two of them with Peter Cushing as the Doctor.
Oh, the Invasion of the Daleks thing. I used to watch that all the time when I was a kid.
Those are great. Those movies are great. There's two of them.
And then you got John Hurt.
There was one in the 90s.
There was one in the
90s.
Yeah, with Paul McGann.
Yeah, Paul McGann.
Was he with Eric Roberts?
Yeah.
That's the one with Eric Roberts?
Yeah, that was the American one. Yeah.
That was Paul McGann's Paul McGann's one time on film as the Doctor, and then he came back for the 50th anniversary. He did a one time, like a little TV thing, but he's been the Doctor in like Big Finish audio dramas for decades.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
Fantastic. Wow. Like it's like Paul McGann is so good in the role that like you just, it's like it would have been great to see him get like a TV run. And for the 50th anniversary, when he came back and actually got a chance to be on screen again, it was phenomenal.
Wow. I thought he was one and done. I had no idea about that. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that was when the BBC had no money to do Doctor Who anymore. Remember?
Tom Baker's been doing audio dramas for a long time, too. So
he was 89 the other day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel old now.
and Tom Baker's like isn't he almost 90? I mean, he's
He
really
was 89 the other day.
really
The other
he's
day,
really
his birthday.
up there in age. So he still has it. His voice, he still sounds just like the Fourth Doctor. He's really good.
That's my favorite Doctor.
Because when we saw Doctor Who, Tom Baker's in the 80s, that was in the 70s, you know. I mean, but I love.
I
Doctor
did
Who.
watch some of the reruns when I was younger, but yeah, Sylvester McCoy was. There was a particular episode with these sort of vampire women that come out of the sea with long fingernails. And that really freaked me out. You know, like everyone's got a Doctor Who story where they freaked them out.
The sisters.
That was my. Yeah, is that what it? Yeah. But yeah, so it's, yeah, go on. Mike keeps cutting out. James Gunn's interfering. Do you know this can mean only one thing? Invasion.
Yeah, Doctor Who, oddly enough, is.
Oh, it's cut out again, Mikey.
Mikey's Mike.
Yeah.
Mikey's
Mikey's in the Mikey-verse right now. He's
exactly.
in the Mikey-verse.
Kind of drifting in and out, you know. But Doctor Who was in some way influenced on Dreamwalker as well, you know. So it's interesting how all this fits together, you know.
The best bit of Doctor Who mythology I've ever heard, which is a crossover, was Superman and Doctor Who. And when they said, why couldn't you go back and stop the destruction of Krypton? Doctor Who said you can't because it's a fixed point in time. If Krypton doesn't get destroyed, then Superman will never reach Earth, and it will change everything. Yeah. I thought that was a great way of explaining why a fixed point in time is so important. You can't mess with the destruction of Krypton because there will be no Superman. But anyway, I just a little bit.
Mikey, there's got to be a little Easter egg in one of the Dreamwalker comics where there's a dilapidated TARDIS or like old style British police box under like some dirt or something after a battle. Yeah. Oh my god, it'd be incredible.
That's already planned for issue 6 actually. Yeah, issue 6 will have a TARDIS in there. Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Do you know what I'd love for my character at some point, if it's even possible? I don't even know because the story obviously is very secretive. Is for my character to somehow have some sort of interaction with Kate Valdez. That would be something. Yeah.
It could be an issue 6. Like, issue 6 is everything. DeVoe basically is trying to turn the Philippines into a living nightmare, where he unleashes all his nightmares into the world. And Silver still gets lost in DeVoe's nightmare. And so, well, I like about issue 6 because it takes place in a nightmare or in nightmare world. Anything is possible. So I'm going to go really nuts with issue 6. Like, you're going to see over the top fights and everything. All sorts of cameos. It is just. I'm gonna go crazy. It's my Grant Morrison moment. I call it my Grant Morrison moment. If you read Doom Patrol, I'm a huge fan of Doom Patrol. I go full on Doom Patrol in issue 6.
It'd be great because from what I've gathered, my character's a very sort of angry, savage.
Well, you're kind of melancholy. You're the sad one.
Yeah,
but you know, you don't piss off the Savage Bat. Don't piss him off. And that's basically
don't
it.
piss him off in real life.
Life even imitating that. But it'd be nice if she was like the only person that could calm me down or something. You know, something like that. I don't know. Just throwing it out
The thing is with Savage Bat is that I really want to take your name literally, David. Like, you really are savage. I mean, you really like. I don't like to rein people in. Like, if you're savage, okay, you're savage then, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Sil's a vampire, okay, you're gonna rule the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
weekend, any of
wonderful
you
girl.
guys. You know.
Hey, Skywalker the Jedi in the house. Congratulations on the Zack Snyder's Netflix thing. Absolutely amazing. I'll just get that up on the screen there for everyone while Skywalker's in the place. Oh, hold on. I'll got to get rid of that for a sec. Yeah, don't forget to get involved if you're watching now or on a replay for the trending event that started by my good friend Skywalker the Jedi. And it's got to be a big one. So I'm going to be advertising it in the Snyder Nights. I don't know if you're a member of the Snyder Nights, but the coverage I've been giving that is huge. Some posts are reaching up to 8,000 on one post. So you know where all them Twitter accounts are coming from. They're coming from the Snyder Nights. It's been really successful and really positive feedback from the fans. Obviously, you get the haters and all that, like you always do. It's a public group, so we can't. But a lot of people have been saying, "Well, make it private." But what's the point? You can't get the message out there if it's not public.
Right,
So I'm like,
right.
No, basically.
It's like when you and I started our thing, Savage Bat. We were being known as Fat Man and Crooked Eye. That was
Was actually thinking about
we were thinking about
calling the show Fat Man and Crooked Eye. And actually, I've lost a bit of weight now, so yeah, you can. Doesn't even make any sense.
Right, you're
anymore.
looking good there, David. So
Yeah.
So
You gotta
Socks
see
has
the
a
sweet with the sour.
Yeah.
exactly. So Socks had a question. I want to answer a Socks question there. So the most dangerous villain in Dreamwalker. Okay, there's two ways of answering this question. I think the most dangerous in terms of destruction would be Tavo, who is a sorcerer because he controls nightmares, so he can do just about anything. But the most dangerous to me in terms of the last person left on the field is Zod. Because Zod will always come back to life.
I'm immortal.
It's
Hey.
It's a telltale.
Speaking of the devil, here he is, Skywalker the Jedi.
Yes.
How you doing, mate?
Yo, much love to everybody on the panel and everybody that is in the chat. I appreciate all you guys. Got much love and admiration for all of you. And it's exciting to be here.
Cool. It's good to have you, mate. It's been a long time.
Hey, Sky, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in March, by the way. We're going to have a big meeting up here in Seattle. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you then.
Hey, I was just talking about it earlier. Like earlier today, I was literally talking about getting my plane tickets ready. So I am preparing everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to fly in a day early, leave the day after. And I can't wait to meet up with all you guys. You know, it's going to be a Steel Nation Pool Table Mikey Verse meetup. It's going to be insane, yo. Can't wait.
Yeah, because last year was fun with Sil and Alicia. That was a blast. And Iron Will showed up as well. That was such a blast. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah
I'm probably gonna have to miss this year's one and come to next year's one because I've got my acting school coming up, and I don't think I'm going to be able to raise the money in time. But I would love to come. If some reason I could manage it, I'll come. But at the moment, I'm probably going to have to leave it till next April. If you're going to do one every year at Seattle.
Yeah, it'll be an annual thing. I think next year will be even bigger for
Yeah, I'll make sure 100% that I come to next year's one.
Oh yeah, next year's is going to be huge.
Yeah. So, I think our lives will be different by then. So.
Yeah, well, we've got lots of stuff that's going to change.
That's different.
Yeah. That's going to be fucking great fun. But yeah, congratulations, Skywalker, on this Zack Snyder Netflix thing. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh, God, it's humongous.
Such a great response of articles from Forbes and stuff like that, and a great response from the fans. And it makes sense. because Warner Brothers ain't got no money.
Well, yeah, it makes sense more than ever now, Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like words of Leon, he's like David Zaslav is selling mixtapes out his trunk. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
he is still in the WBD music catalog, right? So this dude's literally slinging mixtapes at this point.
Out the trunk of his tracer.
Yo, so they
Coquito in the subway.
yeah, so they are clearly broke, and they are looking to bring in revenue any way that they can, and so I don't see why they shouldn't sell the licensing to Netflix, right? So I am very excited about the future. I think that this thing has wheels and it has legs. I'm not going anywhere. I am here for the long haul. And everybody that has been poured into this thing, they're all in for the long haul as well. So I am very excited about where we are, very excited about what's coming up in the future. And I am much looking forward to 214 for Training Day, because I think that it's going to be massive. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, it is, and it's getting a lot of traction in, like I said, on my groups and Facebook and stuff. And Zack Snyder Appreciation Society, I'm admin of as well. That's got like 40,000 members as well. But about 200,000 Snyder fans at the tip of my fingers, and they're all happy about that. So and it's going really well. And I'm encouraging people to make Twitter accounts again as well, because a lot of people left Twitter because of several different reasons. But just to support this.
Twitter's garbage, but
yeah, Twitter is a fucking shit show. But it is.
Apex created a Twitter account just for the.
This is what I've been saying to people.
Oh yeah, it's so nice to see
If you don't like Twitter,
on there.
Just make yourself an account, get on there and support the hashtag. Support all of them, but particularly this new one, because there is actually something to it.
A positive message.
It's there's nothing sinister behind it. It's a positive message. I'm totally down for it, and I support it all the way, whether it be on the channel, the Snyder Nights, or whatever. I got you back on that, obviously.
And everyone wins with this. Everyone except Gunny Poo.
Yeah, just fingers crossed. We just have to see. It'd be nice to get an answer from Netflix, though. An official one.
On that front, I'm just gonna let you guys know that I'm not expecting any kind of word or answer from Netflix before the trending event, right? I think that we should all just focus on making that as big as possible. And if they do respond, I think it will be sometime after that has kind of happened. So yes. Yes. 100%. And so I just want everybody to focus on trying to make that thing as large as possible. Let's really continue to make our voices heard. And I think that, we have been doing so in the right way so far. And I'm just really excited for us to show Netflix just how big of a subscriber base that they have that wants this thing. So I just think that we should put 100% of our energy there for right now in terms of Zack Snyder doing more DC stuff.
I just keep thinking, Sky, about how much further up Zack Snyder's stock is going to be once Rebel Moon comes out at the end of the year. Can you imagine that? Netflix is going to want to jump on anything else they can because they're so confident in Rebel Moon.
The clip of Rebel Moon the other day was absolutely amazing. I mean, it's got Star Wars written all over it, bit of Mad Max. Just looks amazing. You know what Snyder's like. It's going to be full of bloody Easter eggs. We'll be talking about Rebel Moon and Rebel Moon 2 for God knows how many years.
Because, well, the thing is, I think people are underestimating how big Rebel Moon's going to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's going to get Snyder fans. It's going to get sci-fi fans, but more importantly, I think it's gonna get Star Wars fans who
Yeah.
jumped off the Disney
Want
train.
something more serious,
Yeah, more serious, yeah. Or people who love Andor, which reminds me of, which unintentionally reminds me of.
Yeah, well, Andor, to be honest with you,
That's brilliant.
It's the best Star Wars content. Funny enough, since we've had since Rogue One, really.
Yeah, it is.
Not
totally.
not dissing the Mandalorian and that. They're great, and so is Obi-Wan and all that. But Andor's on another level. That's adult storytelling. Decent special effects. Politics. Fascism with the Empire and all that. It's got a serious message, and I can see Rebel Moon being something along those lines.
And I think Rebel Moon will they're gonna want to hold on to Zack Snyder forever after that movie hits, right? And
now, Coho, hide my socks. Yeah, definitely.
And what better way than
hey, Raya, long time no see.
Oh, and Zach is in a contract year as well, so that's why this thing really couldn't have come at a better time. Because if we are able to show just how big that their subscriber base is that wants that thing, and then if Rebel Moon is a huge success, which I know that it will be, Netflix will be really keen to do something in a big way that will make Zack Snyder want to re-up with them. So I'm really looking forward to everything that we have coming in the future.
FYI, Zach's contract expires July 21st. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna re-up that contract, especially with Rebel Moon not coming out until December.
Yeah. Isn't he filming both of them though? Beforehand,
back to back.
Back to back, yeah. Tom Cruise done the same with 7 and 8 Mission Impossible, didn't he? Raya saying agreed. Andor is top tier. Never seen anything like it. Andor is so fucking good. I want to see more content like that. Not just in Star Wars, but just in general. Instead of serious storytelling, no spoon-fed story Marvel shit. Proper storytelling. I absolutely love it.
So I have to get going, guys. Got to prep for an important meeting tonight. But Savage back. Welcome back, man. Welcome back. Yeah.
Thank you. It's appreciated, and I'm going to be around a little bit more. Obviously, I'm going to have to fit these acting classes in between. But I'm back. The SnyderVerse strikes back. That's the new hashtag I've got set up for AFSP. Nothing to interfere with this Netflix thing. It's a totally separate thing. Really looking forward to all that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'll see you in the ARC chat, and obviously I'll be running around YouTube this week. So take care.
Shout out to Mikey Sutton.
Speak to you soon. Thank you, Mikey.
Into the Mikeyverse.
Always a pleasure to meet a
Jedi. Everybody, you take care.
Take care. Good night, Mikey. Thank you very much. Laters. Yeah, here we go.
I just love those Dreamwalker bombs.
Rebel
and
Moon.
knowing I'm going to betray all you people, I can't wait to do that.
I watched Andor 8 times so far. Yeah, I'm on my 5th.
8 times. Don't you need a lot of hours for 8 times? Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, bro.
Yeah, 5 times I've seen it all the way through. It's just so fucking good. I mean, the complaints from Star Wars fans about it are absolutely hilarious. They're like, it hasn't got lightsabers in it.
Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
Star Wars fans are the worst, honestly.
Yeah. Inevitable. Seriously, I haven't said it 2,000 times for nothing. The fan base is too big. The momentum is too much. The gold mine is too big. It will happen. Yeah, definitely. It's just like when the James Gunn news dropped and Henry was out. I've never lied to this fandom. Right, yeah, I've always been honest. I've never given them false hope or anything like that. But for the moment, with what's going on, it's paused. Like Zod's book, paused, not stopped. But at the end of the day, for now, the SnyderVerse is over. We're going to have to fight harder to get it back because Henry's out. James Gunn is obviously incompetent. Does not know what he's fucking doing.
He's not doing nothing. He's just a figurehead. I'm telling you.
He's not doing jack shit.
Anything. Other than promoting Marvel.
Except wind the fans up and give them a load of shit, really. Yeah. Which is, terrible. And,
he's a paid... James Gunn is a paid shit starter. That's what he is right now. That's all he's there to do. Start shit with the fans. That's it.
That's right.
Because he's not making movies. They don't have no money to make movies.
No, they don't, which is a damn shame. But this is
licensed to Netflix.
This is the world we live in. So thanks to
right.
Skywalker.
They could use the money that they get. They could use the money that they get from selling Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix.
Yeah, and Netflix
to fund whatever goofy CW-esque movies that.
And Netflix can afford it. Do you know what I mean? They're not shy of a few quid. They like to spend.
Netflix,
Netflix
dropped more than a few quid on those Knives Out sequels. I mean,
I've not watched them. Do you know why?
$450 million. Yeah.
Out of spite, because I hate Ryan Johnson.
Oh, fair enough. I'm not going to be watching Guardians 3 because of Gunny Poo.
I'm just telling you right now, that's the reason I haven't watched Knives Out. I don't even care if they're good.
Last Jedi.
Because of The Last Jedi. Honestly, Ryan Johnson can go fuck himself.
Is Taika still doing a Star Wars movie? I thought I heard he was doing a Star Wars movie.
Sure,
Taika Waititi.
He was supposed to be, but he done an episode of The Mandalorian.
Thor bombed so bad. I don't think that he'll get Star Wars now.
What about his Flash Gordon? Is that still a go?
I don't know. The last news I had with Flash Gordon was I actually spoke to Sam Jones, Flash Gordon himself, at the Comic-Con, and he said in pipeline. But after, like Zod said, the disaster of Thor: Love and Thunder, I don't think anyone's going to want to risk. When the
Taika is gonna direct a fucking DC movie, yo. It's clear as day.
Oh, yeah.
He is gonna come over to DC. I called that shit a month ago.
He's already here. He was a Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Not Peacemaker. Suicide Squad.
He was a rat catcher.
Yeah.
He's gonna direct the fucking DC movie. Yo.
Yeah, it'll probably be Green Lantern. To be honest with you, it probably will.
He was in Green Lantern.
Huh?
He was Ryan Reynolds' friend in Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It'll probably be.
That's Taika Waititi.
Yeah. That's probably what it'll be. It'll probably be Green Lantern because that's the kind of thing that he'd go for, I think. But what a disaster! No one wants to see that.
No.
Hopefully, it won't come to pass. Hopefully, production will be delayed, and Comcast will be like, "Hell no, we're not doing this."
Yeah, savage. Same with me with Knives Out. Yeah, I just won't watch it because it's Ryan Johnson. It's personal.
He ruined the sequel trilogy. It's all I blame Ryan Johnson the most.
Yeah, fuck him. Seriously, not interested. But yeah,
about that I'll ruin your mythos attitude also. It's like Taika did.
To make it worse, he could have just said, "Look, I'm sorry, I messed it up," but he hasn't. He's going, "You're all wrong, and I've made a masterpiece," encouraging the 15% people that like The Last Jedi to be arseholes online about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's a terrible movie.
It's fucking awful. I hate to keep going on about it, but it really, really, really is. Because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and that really pisses me off. Tataki is James Gunn light. Well, the same thing happened with Patty Jenkins. After Wonder Woman 84, no more Rogue Squadron. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, you are the weakest link.
And she just admitted her fault with that film. I would have been a lot more open to her doing other films. If she said, "Hey, I fucked up."
She done the same thing. She wouldn't say, "We made a duff one," And but yeah, Oh well, never mind.
Yeah.
I think the best person to make Rogue Squadron, the movie, would be that Joseph Skrensky that made Top Gun 2, Maverick.
Joseph
Pardon me.
Kaczynski. Yeah.
Joseph Kaczynski.
Yeah.
Because you know
He did
in
Legacy also.
yeah, spoiler alert. So close your ears if you haven't seen Top Gun 2 Maverick. From now is the Death Star trench scene in Top Gun 2 at the end.
Yeah.
It literally was Star Wars. So
that was literally Star Wars. Yeah.
that was literally Star Wars. So that he would be perfect to doing that. And obviously the fighter pilot stuff would be great. And I done a little post on Facebook saying, wouldn't it be a cool little Easter egg if they made Tom Cruise the greatest fighter pilot in the Empire? Just a random TIE fighter pilot that, could take out like 10 X-Wings on his own. Thought that would be quite cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm calling that one.
Would
now.
Tom do it? I don't know. Because he likes to run in his movies. It has to be a running scene.
Huh?
Every movie that Tom does, he has to run.
Yeah.
Oh, he can run.
Well, he can run from like to the not to the X-wing, to the TIE fighter.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he can run to the TIE fighter, I suppose. But once he's got his helmet on, you can't really see him really. So, but no, I just thought that would be quite cool because that was amazing. I didn't get a chance to see it at the cinema, but I've got the gear to watch decent films at home, so wasn't too bothered about that. But yeah, Top Gun 2, absolutely amazing. It did not disappoint. You can't really build much off the sequel trilogy. No, you can't.
Just make it non-canon at this point.
Even making small.
That's going to happen. That's going to happen eventually. They'll.
I think so. Dave Filoni's already trying to do it, but
the world between worlds.
Yeah.
What was this that Carl Weathers said? He said something about multiverse in the Star Wars universe. In Rebels, there's a thing called the Veil of the Force, where you can pick in and out of different time zones and multiverse stuff. They could, as Rebels characters are being introduced into the Mandalorian verse, if you like, they could write the Veil of the Force into it. And the most likely way for it to make sense is, if you've seen Rebels, is when Ahsoka fights Darth Vader in the series. From that moment on, that's the point in time where if Darth Vader kills her, it turns into the sequel timeline. If Ahsoka lives, then it turns into the Mandalorian verse timeline. And that will be the split, because that's where the major deal happened, is when them two fight. Because that's what changed everything, for the rebellion, and
but didn't that take place before the original trilogy, the Rebels fights?
What's that?
I thought that took place before the original trilogy, before A New Hope. That Ahsoka Darth Vader fight. Okay.
Yeah, but it would change the leading events to that's where the change.
Well,
would be.
Apparently the Ahsoka series is going to use the Veil of the Force.
Yeah.
For a lot of different things, and Ahsoka is going to get to see a lot of different versions of herself and different versions of events that have already occurred. So I'm pretty sure they can figure out a way to eke out that sequel trilogy.
Even if they made just a small reference to it, that was just one possible timeline, that'd be fine. And then just carry it on from there. Luke starts a new Jedi temple, like in the books, and tries to rebuild the Republic. That was what is supposed to happen. That's what everyone wanted, and instead we got the fucking shit that we got. So it's time to fix it.
Guys, I'm gonna peace out. I got some.
Yeah, I'm gonna close down.
Thank you for having me on. Pleasure.
Thank you so much for the coming.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to the panel. And listen, the next few days is gonna be Woo!
It's going to be
So
crazy.
keep your eyes and your ears open.
Yeah, going to be crazy
Mikey
shit.
verse.
And if you're watching now or on the replay, I'm probably going to be some random streams popping up from me this week. So keep an eye out for them. Be ready because they'll be kind of last minute.
Looking
Shout
forward
out to everybody's channel.
Yeah, shout out to everyone's here. You know the score, people. Subscribe to everyone here. Still Nation, Mikey Verse, the Cool Table. We're all in this together.
Right.
But
all right, guys.
Yeah. I'll see you in a
Take it
bit.
easy. I'll see you guys.
Take it easy, mate. Laters.
Take it, Marcus. Take it.
Right, I'm going to wrap it up there, chaps, if that's all right. And we're just over 2 hours there. And I'm going to be seeing you this week at some point, Zod, with Mikey, hopefully.
Yes, sir.
For some big news.
I can't wait.
Yeah. And the format of the channel where I was doing every weekend and then every Saturday and every Sunday has changed now. It's just going to be as and when we can organise it and do it as much as I can, But I'll still be doing the live crossover show like today, and then separately me and Zod with guests.
Absolutely.
Talking more on a personal level about their subjects and stuff like that, and lots of science fiction stuff and lots of movie stuff coming up. So really excited about that. So anyway, thank you all for coming, and I think that was a successful little return. Thank you to everyone in the chat for turning up. It's been a great turnout today. Really, really can't thank you enough. And SnyderVerse Strikes Back. It's coming. Dreamwalker, the stuff of Dreamwalker. I can't say nothing, but it's it's going to be pretty fucking big. It's going to shake the world. It's going to be, nuclear bombs going off. So, thank you all for coming. I'm the motherfucking Batman. Batman out.